Some rock hits are born from genius, others are born by accident. And sometimes, the songs that define entire generations are the very ones the artists never wanted to create. They mocked them, resisted them, or tried to hide them deep in an album where no one would notice. But fans always notice. These are the songs that survived their creators. The hits musicians tried to bury, but the fans made immortal. Number 1. Pour Some Sugar on Me. The idea started as a sloppy, thrown-together jam. Nothing serious, nothing important. A quick rhyme over a simple beat felt so unimpressive that the rough tape was tossed straight into the trash without a second thought. But one person heard something different. The producer dug the demo out of the bin, insisting the rhythm had real potential. At first, no one planned to release it as a major track. Then clubs, DJs, and MTV grabbed hold and refused to let go. Requests poured in, fans pushed it to the top, and the song shot up the charts almost overnight. What began as a throwaway idea became the anthem that defined a decade. All because listeners heard greatness Number 2. The One I Love. The stark guitar line and haunting refrain captivated listeners instantly. To many, it sounded like a passionate dedication, an emotional message wrapped in darkness. But the intention behind it was far different. The writer viewed the lyrics as cold, cynical, and even bitter, never meant to be interpreted as a romantic confession. Listeners didn't see the sarcasm. They embraced it as a genuine love song, sending it racing up the charts and making it one of the band's first major hits. As fame grew, the songwriter became uneasy with its popularity, feeling the true meaning had been lost. What was meant as a harsh statement morphed into an accidental love anthem fans adored and misunderstood completely. Number 3. Crocodile Rock. The playful throwback vibe was meant as a light-hearted experiment, nothing more. Over time, though, the sugary melody and doo-wop energy began to feel more like a burden than a triumph. Audiences adored the cheerful sing-along chorus, treating it as a guaranteed moment of fun whenever it appeared in a setlist. But behind the scenes, enthusiasm faded. The performer grew tired of its simplicity and the expectation to revisit it night after night. Still, the track's popularity never waned. Crowds continued to clap, dance, and shout every "la la la" with total joy. A song written as a nostalgic joke became a lifelong obligation, a hit beloved everywhere except on the stage where it was created. Number 4. Shiny, Happy People. The cheerful tone and sugary chorus felt like a complete departure from the group's usual seriousness. What began as playful commentary quickly became a song they didn't want representing them. Fans took the track at face value, enjoying its bright sound and upbeat video. Meanwhile, The creators grew uncomfortable, worried the message was being misunderstood entirely. Despite their hesitation, the song climbed the charts and became one of their most visible hits during its era. Over time, they distanced themselves from it, rarely performing it and leaving it off major compilations. A track intended as lighthearted satire turned into a legacy the band quietly wished would fade into the background.
I hear the drums echoing tonight, and she hears only whispered.
Number 5. Africa. The gentle groove and unusual lyrics sparked uncertainty from the start. Some felt the track didn't match the rest of the album, and one member even joked he'd streak down Hollywood Boulevard if it became a hit. Inside the studio, confidence was low. The song was considered too strange, too soft, and too different from the group's usual sound. But listeners heard something magical. The melody, harmonies, and atmospheric vibe captured imaginations, sending the track soaring up the chart. Over time, its popularity only grew, becoming a global anthem loved across generations. What the band almost left off the album became the song that defined them, a timeless hit born from pure doubt. Number 6. We Built This City. The glossy production and pop-heavy sound felt wrong from the moment the demo was heard. Even the lead singer doubted the lyrics, calling the theme unrealistic and the message hollow. Despite the skepticism, producers pushed hard, believing the track had commercial potential. The band went along, though not proudly, recording it more out of obligation than passion. Then came the charts, and the shock. The song shot to the top, becoming a massive hit that dominated radio. Fans embraced its catchy chorus, while critics savaged it, turning the track into one of the most divisive anthems of the decade. Over time, even the performers admitted regret, watching as a song they disliked became one they could never escape. Number 7. Fight for Your Right. What started as a parody was instantly mistaken for the real thing. The rowdy chants and rebellious attitude were meant as satire, but audiences embraced them without irony. Almost overnight, the group found itself celebrated for the very behavior it was mocking. The image stuck, and suddenly they were icons of a lifestyle they never intended to promote. The song exploded on MTV, launching them into superstardom with a track they viewed as a joke gone too far. As their music evolved, discomfort grew. The parody had overshadowed their deeper artistic goals. Fans still love shouting the chorus, but the creators spent years trying to distance themselves from the anthem that accidentally defined them. Number 8. Open Arms. The tender melody and emotional lyrics made some members uneasy from the start. It felt softer than anything they had recorded before, raising doubts about whether it fit their sound. Inside the studio, resistance was strong. Several voices pushed back, worried the song leaned too far into sentimentality for a rock audience. Yet once it reached the public, everything changed. The soaring vocals and heartfelt message struck listeners deeply, and the track climbed the charts with ease. Concerts soon turned into seas of lighters and swaying crowds whenever it began. A ballad, once dismissed as too soft, became one of the most beloved moments in the band's entire catalog. Number 9. Mr. Roboto. The synth-heavy sound and theatrical concept confused even the people performing it. What was meant to be bold and futuristic felt to some members like a strange detour from everything they once stood for. Behind the scenes, enthusiasm split the room. One side loved the ambition, the other cringed at the robot masks, spoken word parts, and elaborate stage show. Fans, however, took to it immediately. The quirky hook became a pop culture phenomenon, turning the song into a surprise hit on MTV. But internal tension kept growing. Disagreements over direction eventually boiled over and fractured the group. A track some hoped would reshape the future instead became the breaking point that ended a classic era. Number 10. Cherry Pie. A playful rocker written quickly and without much thought, unexpectedly became the defining moment of an entire career. The catchy chorus and flashy music video made the track explode on MTV, launching the band into a new level of fame they hadn't anticipated. But behind the scenes, frustration grew. Some felt the song overshadowed deeper work and reduced them to a caricature they never wanted to be. The frontman later admitted he regretted writing it, feeling trapped by its overwhelming success. Still, audiences kept singing along. A tune the band tried to dismiss became the anthem fans refused to let fade. Number 11. Stairway to Heaven. The mystical lyrics and slow-building arrangement captivated millions, but over time, the song's creator felt trapped by its massive shadow. Night after night, requests poured in. Audiences treated it like a sacred ritual, but the singer felt increasingly disconnected from words written decades earlier. As years passed, he began openly resenting how often the song defined him. The once revered masterpiece turned into a burden he struggled to carry. Dear people, can you hear the wind blow? Yet, despite his discomfort, fans continued to adore it. To them, it was perfection, untouchable, eternal, iconic. A piece meant as artistic expression eventually became a cultural monument impossible to escape. Nothing gets me down. You got it. Number 12. Jump. The bright synth intro caught everyone off guard. Inside the rehearsal space, the reaction wasn't excitement. It was confusion from a group built on guitar heroics. Some felt keyboards didn't belong anywhere near their sound. Doubts came quickly, and pushback was immediate. Even the frontman questioned whether fans would accept such a dramatic shift. But once the track hit radio, everything changed. Its energy was impossible to resist, and audiences embraced the new direction without hesitation. Crowds sang every word, turning the song into one of the decade's most recognizable anthems. What began as an internal argument soon became the band's first chart-topping hit, proof that the boldest risks can become the biggest rewards. Number 13. Sweet Child of Mine. What began as a joking warm-up riff turned into something no one in the rehearsal room took seriously. The melody felt too sweet, too polished, too far from the gritty attitude they were known for. Even as the song developed, doubts lingered. Some felt it didn't match their identity, and one guitarist openly wished the track would disappear altogether.
Where do we go now?
But the public heard something else. A soaring anthem wrapped in emotion and unforgettable hooks. Radio stations played it non-stop, and fans treated it like a generational moment. Soon, it climbed all the way to the top of the charts, becoming the group's biggest hit. The tune, once dismissed as a circus melody, became the song that defined an era. Number 14. I Was Made for Lovin' You. A driving disco beat wasn't supposed to fit into a world built on amplifiers and heavy riffs. When the demo was first played, the reaction inside the room was confusion, annoyance, and instant resistance. One member hated having to sing the falsetto hook, calling it embarrassing compared to their harder-edged material. Others thought the dance floor rhythm felt like selling out. Then, the song hit radio and exploded. Crowds around the world jumped in unison, proving the skeptics wrong night after night. In time, it became a guaranteed showstopper, even as its creators grimaced through performances. The track, meant as a playful experiment, eventually took on a life of its own, becoming a fan-fueled hit the band never expected.
Me and the boys are playing, and
Number 15. Beth.
what can
This soft, emotional ballad slipped into a world dominated by makeup, flames, and thunderous riffs. No one expected a tender piano melody to make an impact, especially not the people who recorded it.
and I hope you'll be alright.
Inside the studio, enthusiasm was non-existent. Key members even skipped the session, convinced the track didn't match the group's image and didn't deserve a spot on the album.
You're always there alone. Just
But when it reached the public, everything changed. Radio embraced its sincerity, and audiences connected to the vulnerability more deeply than anyone predicted.
oh Beth, what can I do?
Soon, it became their highest-charting U.S. hit, overshadowing everything else in their catalog. What began as an unwanted afterthought ended up defining the band in a way they never asked for and couldn't escape, long before the band did. Some tracks became hits by design. Others became hits by rebellion, not from the fans, but from the artists who recorded them. And that's what makes these stories unforgettable. But once a song belongs to the audience, it never truly returns to the band. The tracks artists avoided became the ones fans demanded night after night. Because in rock history, the greatest irony is simple. Sometimes the hits musicians hate the most are the ones fans will love forever.